All right. Oh, look, now all these extra chat pops up. Howdy, everybody.
Oh, yeah, we got Lori and the Fire of Yah. Woohoo. What's going on?
Okay, let's go ahead and pray for Lori's aunt.
What's going on?
Father, we ask you to send your comforter to Lori and her aunt, and with the whole family there. Give them your peace. We know it's a stressful time for people right now, especially those with loved ones in confined areas like that, like a veteran's home like that. So we just ask you to put your touch upon them and give them all some peace right now. Thank you, Abba, in Jesus Yeshua's name. Amen. Okay. Oops. All right. So before we get into who has notes on chapter 1 of Leviticus, I just want to comment when I was reading that, and we're just starting these sacrifices, right? For the how-to, right? And remember, there's millions of people that live in Israel that make up this nation. And that's a lot of sacrifices. Maybe not if they're walking totally in the right way of Yah, but still, it's a lot of sacrifices, you would think. And I was think about the priests having to constantly deal with taking the lives of these animals that come up and ensure it's clean, ensure it's non-blemished, and then cut its throat or wring its head off. And then I thought about this, about them looking to the coming of Messiah when these sacrifices are going to stop. But then I thought about it the other way around. Would they continue in this in order to not have to sacrifice on the cross the Son of God? And it just kind of made me wonder. Everybody okay in there? Anyways, that's how my mind works. So, anybody else got something? When?
Me? Oh. No, he just tells you exactly how to do it. And I see, what is he just laying out what they're supposed to be doing for these offerings? It just says in chapter 1, bring an offering unto the Lord. So,
right. Yep. If any man of you bring an offering, I mean, that seems like it could almost be any offering.
Right.
Whether it's a sin offering or a meat offering or what was the other one? Sin?
Right. Trespass.
Yep. That Ren's asking, how did I miss Ren? That Ren's asking, are you the one with the great laugh? I think she means you, not me.
No.
My laugh is okay, no, it isn't. But and I thought Peanut was there in the chat. Or wait, this must be the Peanut Gallery. Okay. Anyway. All right. So I don't know. I don't see any questions coming up. Don't see any comments coming up. So let's go on to number 2. Oh, look at that. We're going from chapter 1 to chapter 2. Okay. Let's see. Leviticus 2. Did I write any notes? I did, but it's not down until verse 11.
Oh, not burning the leaven or the honey?
Well, I knew about the leaven, but for some reason, honey is really jumping out at me right now.
Me too, because we had honey for our flatbread yesterday.
Huh. Yeah, very interesting.
And it's the first time they're mentioning honey.
Oh, I think it's pretty interesting. Don't want any honey in the sacrifice.
Yep, and no leaven.
Yep, no leaven. Rich, we know about that. I'm taking this Feast of Unleavened Bread as a challenge to see how many different types of unleavened bread I can make. Well, because there's a lot out there. Look, in fact, actually, in honor of Gwen, back in chapter 1, I think it was chapter 1, talking about, maybe not, maybe this somewhere in chapter 2 or, here, right? And starting in verse 4, if it be baken in an oven. In verse 5, if it be baken in a pan.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 7, if it be baken in the frying pan. So look at that. We got an unleavened loaf, a tortilla, and a
And flatbread.
A pancake type thing.
Pancake.
Yep. So it was pretty good. So we did pan yesterday, and we're doing oven today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I had to throw away those gluten-free ones from yesterday. No.
Nope.
It was like, not only did it taste like sawdust, but it was like eating cardboard. I'm not kidding you. You're like,
Yep.
Even with the honey, it was like, arr, arr, arr.
Believe it. Yeah, we cleaned out the pantry today.
Ooh.
Found a buried bag of partially used gluten-free rice flour.
What?
I said, into the trash. Okay. Yep, and believe it or not, we do the fire of Yah. Planned ahead this time. Okay. So anything else from chapter 2, anybody? Peanut, yes, I believe so, because it says so, right? Before I formed thee in thy mother's womb, I knew you. Which, it's totally off topic, Peanut. But that, still, the question is there, and I haven't gotten a definitive answer, but with the third part of men being killed, is abortion included in that?
I never thought of that.
Anyways, okay, back to this. Okay, I'm not seeing any questions from 2 or observations, and we just went over this. So Leviticus 3, and then I'm going to go back to that juxtaposition I just said. If it is abortions, we wouldn't see it. We would not see huge piles of a third of mankind because they keep it all hidden. You know, nobody take pictures of it. Nobody look. It's just somebody's right to choose. Okay, anyways, chapter 3. Oh, wait. Okay. I'm just keeping it real, Gwen. Okay. Back in chapter 2, and every oblation of thy meat offering shalt thou season with salt.
Salt! The covenant is salt.
Neither shalt thou suffer the salt of the covenant of thy God to be lacking from thy meat offering. With all thine offerings thou shalt offer salt. Okay. That's pretty important.
It is.
Yep.
That's the covenant of salt.
Right? Ye are the salt of the earth.
Salt is our master controller in our body.
Yep. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now on to 3. If anybody has anything, this is describing to the priests exactly how each animal is to be butchered. And I really don't have much on that other than you would think for.
So are they taking the gallbladder and the liver and the kidneys? Where are they taking those? He takes it away to burn it, but I'm confused.
Right.
What's getting burnt where?
Right. You would need to do a very in-depth study on that. Well, not very in-depth. I mean, just make a chart in keeping track of where everything was supposed to be burned. You know, because only certain things are burned on the altar. Mm-hmm. Certain things are trucked out to a place out of the encampment.
And burn there.
Out of the encampment to a clean place out of the encampment. And then other things are burned not on the altar. So, yeah, it's just, you know, what did they must have had an apprenticeship.
Yes.
For the priests, they must have. Yep, outside of the holy place. That's right. Rin tin tin. Rin tin tin.
Yeah, they would have to because, I mean, here they are talking about grabbing what is it with the backbone? And we just lost it now. I mean.
Above the kidneys, Vitaly, that is the caul. And it's like Crisco. I don't know if you have Crisco where you live over in Australia, but it's like it's almost like a room temperature fat, you know, solid fat that when you put it in a skillet or something, it kind of slides around on the heat until it's melted. At least that's the way I've heard it described.
Yeah, I pulled some of that off one of the pieces of lamb yesterday, and it was like, it's not really fat. It's like, but it's white and it's squishy and but it's fat.
Right.
But it's not like the other fat. It's weird.
You know, Zach Bauer was saying that the caul is like it's like Crisco. You can touch it. You can touch it, but if you squeeze it, then it's going to deform and squish and smear. So, or like me, for those of you who remember the jar of bacon fat under the stove, come on, who grew up in the South?
My mother kept a jar of grease in the refrigerator. Yeah, that's where she just poured the grease in there. Yeah. When it was full, she threw it away.
Ours wasn't around long enough to spoil.
For some reason, we just didn't reuse that.
Right? Okay, let's go to chapter 4. Okay, anybody got something from 4? Looking back through it. Something else that I was thinking about reading over all of these chapters. This person's gonna, lead the bullock to the tabernacle. How willing is that dude to go up to sacrifice? It's not a lamb to the slaughter. We're talking about a bull.
Yeah.
Even if he has a ring in his nose, I don't think he's gonna try to be super cooperative. Yep. Worldwide, everybody bacon, man.
How funny.
Yeah. Now, where is that? What verse are you getting that from, Ren? Talking about the female lamb?
Oh, yeah, that's the sin offering?
I'm going through. I'm skimming, but I don't see it. Oops.
Oh, yeah, chapter 28.
Interesting. Female lamb, but it's a male lamb for the priest.
Right. But it's a female for the commoner.
Huh.
That's interesting.
It is. There it is. Verse 28. Yep. Okay. Oh,
Just
you
that.
Yep. Isn't it amazing? Ren says, I don't know, but it blew my mind. Yeah. It's like, okay. Oh my goodness.
Yep, and the lamb will be a female. Mm-hmm. And this is where they start putting the blood on the horns of the altar. It's for the people, right?
Interesting. Yeah, but not directly on the altar.
Right, just on the horns, which that's odd. Things that make you say,
It is. Oh, to know. Well. Oh, man.
What?
That was a bad joke. Okay. On that note, let's go to Leviticus 5. So what do we have here?
So when they're talking about swearing, are they talking about oath making?
Right. Well, look at that very first one. And if a soul sin and hear the voice of swearing. Am I in the right chapter?
Yeah,
I
5.
remember
And,
reading that.
yeah. And is a witness,
Yep.
whether he has seen or known of it.
And he shall bear his iniquity. Iniquity.
So is it a sin to hear the voice of swearing?
Right. Is that like people swearing a vow?
Right.
Or is that like Granny used to say, I'll cuss. Okay. No, it's not. It's talking about doing an oath of some sort. Oh, I cannot believe that. It's on autopilot for this.
And then right after that, they're talking about the carcass of the unclean cattle or the unclean creeping thing.
Right?
So I'm just wondering how you would touch something like that and you wouldn't know about it.
Well, I was thinking about that. Like if you were, so you had a dead mouse in your grain,
In my what?
in your grain, like your
Oh.
wheat or something,
Okay.
or your flour, and you're digging through your flour and stuff for
Couple days.
a couple of days, and then all of a sudden
There.
a mouse. Why won't this lump of flour crumble? No.
Okay, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
Maybe.
something like that. And then look at
I
all
did have a dead mouse in my washing machine, and I didn't know what that thing hanging down was. I thought it was like a piece of like a yarn or something. And it was there for a long time, and finally one day I went to pull it, and so it was a tail, and it was just the tail part. And so I made my husband tear apart the washer to get that mouse out because we were having clean clothes with mouse water, washed in dead mouse water.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was so gross. It's like, because that's where the water ran out to fill everything up. And it's like, oh.
Now, it's interesting, too, how this goes down the list. And, it starts, he shall bring a lamb. And if he can't bring a lamb, then he's got to bring 2 turtle doves. And if he can't bring two turtle doves, then he has to bring a meat cake or a cake with no oil. Think about that. How bad is that going to make a person feel when you're trying to make an atonement and you don't have a lamb, you don't have 2 turtle doves,
Or even a pigeon.
And then you're like, man, I got to make a cake, and then there's a dead mouse in the flour.
No. Right?
Yep. There's a sacrifice for that. What is that from? There's an app for that? Yeah. Did you see that?
That's
sacrifice for that. It's a sacrifice for everything.
Really? Well, there is, it seems like.
There is. And it makes me, makes me wonder about other stuff too. Because we get into if a person sins and doesn't know it, right? I guess a good example would be like if you met somebody and married them and then find out that they weren't divorced.
I know somebody going through that right now, as a matter of fact.
Right. So there's any number of things. Or if you I don't know. One time my girls went shopping, and my wife tried to get in the wrong car. It was like the same model and same color and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But what about stealing something by accident because you thought it was yours? Or taking something by accident? So, anyways. All right. I'm not seeing a bunch of comments. These evening studies seem to kind of get everybody after a long day. And everyone's kind of...
Yeah. Well, I had a nap, so I'm quite well awake.
All right. Good. Ew.
This is a lot of blood. I mean, this is a lot of killing of all these animals. It just...
Wow. Did you see that? Look at that.
Oh, I bet they are. They're as big as chihuahuas, too. So...
Yeah. I think I've told this to everybody before, but in the Navy, one night we split a cab with some people from another ship, and we passed the pier where their ship was located in the taxi, And taxi cab driver said, "Oh, my bad, I'll turn around." And he pulled forward, and one of these guys from the other ship said, "Wow, look at those two cats getting ready to fight." We all look over there, and it was a small cat and a giant rat. This rat was bigger than this tiny cat. And just nope. I used to question, why do they have those rat guards on all the lines to the ships? They're like, 4 feet across almost. Oh, that's why, to keep those things off the ship.
That's nasty.
Howdy, Sabbath. Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Yeah, those wharf rats are gross.
Pretty gross indeed.
Story about the people that were down there and they were on eating, and then they saw this little thing and they thought, "Oh, poor dog," and they take it home and find out later it's a rat. It's like, how would you? I mean, I don't even know if the story's true, but how would you not know?
Well, like you hear about people catching mean wildcats and it turns out to be a possum or something. Did you not go through elementary school? What's going on? Didn't you have the big book of animals?
Right.
All right, everybody, we'll let you go. I hope you have a super blessed evening, and I hope this study helped you. Remember, stockpile your notes, compile notes, get them up until you got a book, right? So you have a book of stuff to refer back to, because this is the jigsaw puzzle. Mm-hmm. And once all these pieces start clicking into place, we're all going to just have our mind blown. Right? So thank you, everybody. Love you all. Thank you, Lynn. Love you.
You're welcome. Love you all too.
Soon. Sabbath day. All right. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
For real.